Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. So today I have noticed that I'm gonna have to go ahead and harvest some of my herbs. I'll show you those and let you see what they look like. I have a ton, they're huge already, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I have never dried them just hanging upside down or just hanging in general. So I wanna try that. I wanna put some, like these little command strips. I'm gonna put those underneath my cabinet and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that. I've never, like I said, I've never dried herbs hanging before. Sorry, I'm like getting over some kind of cold or something or allergies. I had allergies when I was pregnant with my son because I typically don't have allergies. And I had developed them with my son, and now I'm having them again. So bear with me a little bit. I'm a little congested. So that's the plan for the herbs. I'll show you those in just a second. I have my tomato plants and my pepper plants all outside, and zucchini hardening off to go ahead and get planted. So I'll let you see what those look like, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do as far as hanging up some of the little clips to try to use for my herbs. So here's the tomato plants. I planted a few of these sunflowers. I have to get the rest of these in the ground. I'm just not sure where I want to put them. That's the only problem. I need somewhere for them to be where I can tie them up. So that's the issue I'm having to find. Here's a couple of zucchini. I did plant 2 already. I'll show you the garden as well. And here's some more tomato plants. Are the pepper plants looking good? And as you can see, my oregano has just went crazy. So I need to harvest some of that and then some of this thyme. This thyme is crazy. I'm gonna wait until my chives bloom because I've read where we can, I can make stuff with the blooms. So I'm gonna look up some of that stuff and see what we can do with that. So I'm gonna let those bloom, then cut them back, and then we can just use them fresh as well. So there is the thyme again, and oregano, like I said, is crazy. My sage is looking good, but it's not ready to harvest anything yet. And then I did put out a cilantro. So everything's looking good. Over here, I planted some lettuce and some little onions, and you can see the lettuce is coming up. Not sure how it'll do. It didn't do great here last year, but I wanted to try it again. And you can see the little onion sprouts over there. So we'll see how this goes. I did plant some romaine lettuce back in the back garden beds, and I'll show you guys those. Here are these little clips that I'm wanting to use, and I want to put them underneath the cabinet just so, because when I tie the herbs, they're going to be on twine, so I figured they would go really well in. Let me see if you can see. I can just slide them in there, the command strips. And here's the cabinet that I'm going to stick those command strips under. I'm just going to stick them right underneath here, these little tabs, and then I can hang my herbs underneath there. They say you really shouldn't put them in a window because it can change the color of them. I don't think it will actually affect them at all, but I also don't want to cover my window that much either and have them hanging across. So they're gonna go underneath this cabinet. All right, so I'm just gonna cut these, just little strips. These are the Velcro ones too, so you can see just little tiny. Whew. So I'm gonna put them on this right side just so it doesn't take up too much counter space. I know they'll be hanging, but I still feel like it would restrict some of my space. So I'm gonna try to put them over here on this side. You can see them up there. Little. I used my Whataburger basket actually for my herbs and for my fresh flowers in the summer. So this works out fantastic. And then I just keep my scissors in here for that. Let's go get some herbs. I'm gonna keep you propped up there while I trim some of this. do the same thing for the thyme. And I am leaving some fresh for us to use for fresh cooking as well. So we're not cutting it all, obviously. All right, so here is what we have. Here's what I left. I cut quite a bit here and left this for fresh, and then really trimmed that up nice. So I have plenty for fresh cooking, and then we'll dry them. I'm gonna go ahead and get these washed and then let them dry really well before we hang them up. I'll probably dry them a little bit with a paper towel as well. So I'm gonna wash them real quick, and then that way, while they're drying, I'll take you out and let you see the raised garden beds. So I'm just gonna put our oregano in here. And we'll rinse them really well. And yes, I have dishes. We live here. Real life. All right. So we'll get these rinsed, dried, and then we'll go outside and take a look at the raised garden beds. All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like. You can see here I have a zucchini there, a zucchini there, and then these are half runner green beans. And these two grow bags, this is russet potato, and I think that one's russet potato as well. This is, did we put, yeah, that is onions. We did onion sets in there. That's onion sets, and then those two are onion sets. So this is russet actually. So that's russet, that's red potato, now that I'm remembering here. And then over here, I have zinnias I put along here. And then over here's peas. So that's what we have there. Over here, I'm going to do cucumbers. I haven't done those yet. I need to get a trellis for those. And then I also did some zinnias along here too. Over here next to the beans, these are half runners, so they're not going to vine a whole lot. They will, but they won't be like a pole bean. They're a mix between a bush bean and a pole bean, so they won't vine as much. So they'll be more of a bush bean. And then over here I have cantaloupe that will vine up this cattle panel, hopefully. And then over here we planted 2 rows of corn, and I have some romaine lettuce here on the ends. And then this is going to be a tomato bed. I went ahead and brought my tomatoes down here. Probably will wait for a couple days. I put a tomato plant out the other day just to see how it would do, to make sure it would make it, and it's doing fine. So you can see it right here. So then we'll probably get these other ones put out. We're supposed to get some rain tonight, so I might do it later on today. But yeah, that's where we are at. It's looking good. So I think I might try to clean this fencer up a little bit because we keep getting a lot of honeysuckle. And I might put those sunflowers along that little fence line. So that's a maybe. We'll see how it goes. There they are, cleaned and drying. It smells so good in here. Oh my goodness. It's just, fresh herbs are just where it's at. Got my oregano and thyme dried, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some bundles and get them hung. So we'll do that real quick. And like I said, I've never done this before, so this will be a first. It says not to make them very big. I was researching just a tad. So don't make the bundles very big because it will take them longer to dry. I'm not in a hurry for them to dry, but I don't want them to mold either. So I want to make sure they get airflow. So I think that's is the biggest. I'm going to make that one. Go right here. We got that one over there hung up. I'm gonna do another bundle here, and then I'll show you guys when we get these done. If you've hung your herbs before, let me know down in the comments. If you've tried it different ways, what was your favorite? If I was in a hurry, I have done it in the oven before. I've dried my herbs in the oven, and that's the only way I've ever done it. And that's always worked well for me. But I wanted to try it a different way. I'm not in a hurry for anything, so I just kind of want to let it do its own thing natural. And see if there's a difference. And there's probably not, but it doesn't hurt to do it this way. Plus it smells good. It's a good nice smell in your kitchen. Fresh herbs. Who doesn't love that? Unless you don't like herbs. And some people don't, and that's okay. My knot tying abilities are not the greatest here, apparently. I think I've never made one before. There we go. Go hang that one up in a minute. Yeah, I'm like fighting this. I'm not sure if it's an actual cold that I have or if it's allergies. Like I said, I don't know. I've never had allergies before until I got pregnant with my first child. And he is a little over 2 now. And I haven't had him. Once I had him, I was good. I didn't have him anymore. Any more allergies. And then now that I'm pregnant again, I have allergies again. So must just be a pregnancy thing. I don't know. It's weird. There we go. I think I found a better solution here for my knot. Makes more sense. I think I was overthinking a knot. That's just not necessary to do. So, here we go. Have you guys planted your garden yet? Or started anything indoors? Seeds? Or what's your plans? I'm gonna go hang these up and we'll get the time and we'll get those together. Here's the thyme. I will say we don't use as much thyme to cook with as we do oregano. We use oregano for a lot. That's about everything we cook, so it'd be nice to have all that dried and ready to go for dishes that we're not making with fresh herbs. Which will more than likely be in the winter time. We'll have these for that. And then you can freeze them too. You can freeze some. I've seen some people freeze some of their herbs in olive oil, which I think is very cool. So I know that's an option. And garlic. I've never grown garlic. I'd like to. I know that has to go out in the fall, I believe is what I was looking up, and I did not put anything out for him putting garlic out in the fall. So it'll have to be, might not be even this year either, because let's see. But eventually we'll get there. So I have some oregano left. This isn't dry enough yet for me to bundle that up. I just don't want to get any mold in there. So I'm gonna let that dry a little longer. And then I think I'm gonna have to put a few more of those clips because I only have, yeah, I don't even have any more. I might put one more here in the center for the oregano, and then I might have to put a couple over here on this side. So yeah, I think that'd be all. I don't want to crowd them. So that's what it looks like. Step back here a little bit so you can see. I think it's out of the way. Smells good. So I think that's perfect. I love it. So let's hope it does okay and it doesn't mold. That's my fear. My fear is the mold. So I'll check them. I don't know. I feel like these are a little bit wet too. But we'll keep an eye on them and see how they do. I feel like they have a lot of breathing room, so I think they'll be okay. But I'll keep you updated. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will keep following along, and we'll get some peppers planted too. I'm going to put those up in our garden beds that's closest to the house. I think I'm going to put just the cucumbers out. Still, I need to get out in the raised beds. We'll get the tomatoes planted. I'll get the peppers out here. And I think I'm going to get some cabbage as well. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.